It's week 4 of the 2022 season, and we'll see Kirk Cousins. He's coming off a quality showing last week. Well over 300 yards in that one. It's the Vikings and the Saints, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come in off the very rare tie a game ago.
And it'll be interesting to see what their mindset is going into this game. Sometimes that can be a deflator, and sometimes that can just really make you mad and more determined the next time out.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. From the 10. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 9th-year QB out of Eastern Illinois, author of 2 magical playoff runs in the last 3 seasons, Jimmy Garoppolo.
And Jimmy Garoppolo has shown that he can be a Super Bowl quarterback, but his biggest problem, his ability to stay healthy and remain on the field. When able, he's a capable quarterback prone to winning games both in the regular and postseason.
Jimmy going to look to throw it on the first play. Eluding the pressure right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Here's Garoppolo to throw. He gets this one to Johnson. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. So this game here in London, the first of 5 games in the NFL International Series for 2022. We'll see the Giants and Packers here next week. Broncos and Jags at Wembley at the end of the month. The Seahawks and the Bucs, that'll be in November in Munich, Germany. First time a game's been held there. And then we wrap up down in Mexico City, November 21st. Cardinals and Niners from Estadio Azteca. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins.
And he's playing at a very high level here in this early part of the season. In fact, he leads the NFL in passing yards. Now, that's not always an indicator of success, but in his case, it is.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Little power on the move that time, but still tackled shy of the 20. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Cousins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. Trying to lay one up deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
On 2nd and 9, Garoppolo. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. To throw is Garoppolo. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling on, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Cousins to throw it. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there. That brings up 4th. And now the up man has it. It's a fake.
4th and short in this part of the field. You just notice special teams coordinators rallying the team saying, watch the fake, but Brandon, don't they usually say that on every punting situation?
Oh, yeah, they can be up 40 in the 4th quarter. That's their job. They scream that every time.
And this time, though, his team locked in, and they were well aware that it truly was a situation that they could fake it, and they were ready for it and stopped it.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Again, it's Kamara. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Garoppolo. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Kamara up the middle. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. Second down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So, 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
2 fantastic games coming up to wrap up Week 4, the first weekend in October. Tonight, the Chiefs and Buccaneers from Tampa. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55, of course. And then Monday night, rematch of last year's NFC Championship game, the Rams and Niners from Santa Clara. Coverage on that one, 8:15 Eastern. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And now another one thrown incomplete.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
Call that a 48-yard punt and made even better by a loss on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So here are the Saints to take over. They've got the lead right now. You remember last week they defeated the Carolina Panthers here. Good momentum. They begin on the ground with Kamara. A nice little juke. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
46 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Now in his 6th season, Kamara just continues to be one of the best dual-purpose backs in football. He's never missed a Pro Bowl, and he has the most total yards in the NFL since entering the league in 2017. He actually played in his fewest games in a season last year and still had over 1,300 yards.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From just shy of midfield, Garoppolo. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Well, Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground.
Zadarius Smith switched teams, but never left the NFC North, going from Green Bay to Minnesota in the offseason. Had a back injury in 2021, but 26 sacks in 2 seasons as a Packer prior to that.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Play action now. Cousins. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins.
And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. Finding room at midfield. Down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Vikings!
K.J. Osborne.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Vikings will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. Touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Garoppolo. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away.
Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. 19 seconds showing to play in the half as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
With that,
we take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Vikings. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3 from the 6. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Cousins. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. To throw is Cousins. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. On 2nd down and 4. Garoppolo. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. 10 yards, good for his Saints. 1st down.
Even in a down year statistically, Juice Landry still produced over 50 catches to lead Cleveland in his final season there. A milestone awaits Landry, though, this season. He's almost a lock to jump into the top 50 all-time for receptions. One of those goes for a 1st down this time.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Now Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Joseph now to have the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. A 10th carry for Kamara. he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Garoppolo looks to throw. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up fourth down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Osborne. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. On 2nd and 1, Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 37. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs. They're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Cousins now. And that's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. Throwing, Cousins. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 16. 18 yards, a big pickup there on third down. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
From the red zone now, Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Cousins over the middle, complete. It's Osborne. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8. This offense so far on third down, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. To the air again, it's Cousins.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And the Vikings are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. T.J. Hockenson from 4 yards out.
Vikings have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
So that one a long 11-play drive.
And it was T.J. Hockenson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he returns this to the 22. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Escaping the pressure right.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So instead of 4th down, 1st down.
Well, so much for winning the down you put a lot of emphasis on because 3rd down is key for offense and defense. Instead, you're going to stay on the field and start a new set of downs.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Here we go with Kamara. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. 1st and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Minnesota, they pick up their second win now on the year. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks.